What's going on, everyone? This is Epic out of Mythic Gaming, and we are here with another interview. And we're taking an interview on one of our org owners, Kwik Fuz himself.
Yeah, Mr. Kwik Fuz, one of the co-founders of Mythic Gaming, alongside myself. You know, one cool dude, one guy I would love, like, always love to be with in the org industry. Like, he's always got some great ideas and he's got great leadership. And we're gonna be diving into some questions about maybe how he got into Halo, what made him want to start an org, and various other questions. But I'll hand it back off to Beast to start it off here with our interview.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I met Kwik Fuz through C4 and Fulcrum and just doing HRL. He's been a great teammate, has a great personality, very fun person to be around, and I'm happy that we get to do this interview and show all of you guys um, one of the faces behind Mythic Gaming. So let's get right into the interview questions. And we're just going to keep the similar trend of what we've been doing with these other interviews. If you've watched any of those, there are videos linked on our channel. Check any of those out with our other great creators. But Kelly, how did you get into Halo?
How did I get into Halo? Well, this is a great question, Beast. I love hearing everybody's origin story, obviously. I got into Halo in Halo 1. Halo CE was my first one. I got it when the Xbox released with the game. My aunt, actually, who I didn't see very much growing up, she would always surprise us with really expensive gifts because we would see her once a year, kind of a thing. So for my birthday, I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. I got the original Xbox console with Halo CE, couple of controllers, and that was kind of my intro into the Halo universe.
Dang, yeah, nice, man.
Did you have the Duke as like a 6-year-old? Did you get a smaller controller?
No, I had the Duke. Yeah.
The dude, jeez,
God,
them small hands,
that would be a photo. I wish I could see that.
big old hamburger in his hands. That's what they call it, the hamburger controller. Yeah, man. So I got two questions now. We can kind of break this up about your gamer tag. What was your first gamer tag, and what is your current gamer tag, and how did you get both of those?
Okay, so my first gamer tag, it was so my last name is Kraus. So I spelled crazy with KRZY and put Kraus at the end. That was my first gamer tag, and obviously now everybody now knows me as Kwik Fuz. My wife gave me my nickname actually. She's like, you know what, you should get Kwik Fuz put on your plates for your car, and she wanted me to spell it with QWIK, but I decided to put the K at the front because obviously my first name is Kelly, my last name is Kraus, so my initials are KK, just as more of a personal tone. That's kind of where that comes, and it comes from me. I get tilted pretty quick, pretty easy. I do have a short fuse. It's pretty quick if you know what I say. It is very suiting for sure, and it's nice that
He
it came
does.
from my my family. Basically, is how I came up with my gamer tag, and I'm just kind of been running with it.
You'll be playing with him in matchmaking, and all of a sudden you won't hear him for like a solid minute, and you'll just hear "fuck."
They'll go off on a minute.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
If you've ever played matchmaking Halo Infinite, you understand.
You just gotta let that infuriating times. Just gotta let it out.
And sometimes you just got to vent, right? I don't blame him.
Okay. What's your favorite Halo game?
Halo Infinite for sure.
Okay.
It's the one I've spent the most time playing. Besides Halo 3, Halo 3 I was really good at for quite some time, and then when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 came out, most of my friends who were playing Halo 3 switched over to that. So I kind of went with them and played Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the first one, a lot, and I didn't really play Halo after that until Halo Infinite.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember when I first met you, you came to HCS Worlds of 2023, and you said you hadn't played since Halo 3. I was like, holy shit! And like you'd played a little bit in season one, and so yeah, right now, what rank are you floating around?
I'm anywhere, again, I would say mid D6 to low Onyx. is
Yeah,
where I
same.
belong at this exact moment in time.
Yeah, same here. My Onyx, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to hang on to my Onyx guys. I've been up and down, and it's Quick Fuses. We're trying to get him Onyx, so hopefully we can succeed in that here soon.
Yeah, I'm sitting there myself as well. We gotta get our teammate up there.
Yep, yep, indeed.
Okay, what is your favorite game type or
Game type or mode?
That's a good one.
That is a great one.
A hard one.
Not really. I'm
Really?
a big fan of CTF. CTF is by far my favorite. I really enjoy CTF. And it comes to which specific map. This is going to be a hot take, but towards the end of the life cycle of Argyle, I started to really enjoy Argyle. It was the only CTF map that we have that you absolutely require 2 sets of sleighs at a minimum to capture the flag.
Let's get some F's in the chat for them taking it out. You know what I mean?
I agree.
That was a good map.
It was a great map. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun on Argyle, and it's a damn shame. I would have rather, honestly, seen Pitt go. I think
I can agree with that. Yeah, Pitt's been around too much.
I'm done with the reach. Solitude, pit, interference. They can all go.
Yeah. But
Wait. Can we expand upon that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just want to say. So, besides like a ranked setting, what's your casual?
Ooh, that's a good
Like casual go-to game type?
Yeah.
I like to farm noobs in big team battle. Honestly. Yeah, I like to go in there and pull my best mid blitz and just camp and pick people off and just mess around. I would
trying
say.
to say Mint Blitz camps.
Oh, of course he does. Hashtag Mint Blitz cheats.
Mint quits. That's what people were saying online because he would quit if he was getting shit on. Which I don't really blame him. I probably would too.
Doesn't he have like people like bringing him to sniper and dropping?
Yes, everybody.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Yeah.
Treatment.
Yeah, 110%. So
They're like, here, man, I got a spot for you. But yeah, that was B2B is always fun. I'm not I haven't really played it honestly much, but who is your favorite duo back in the day or currently?
my favorite duo back in the day.
Even had one back in the day. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about having it.
No, I didn't really have a duo back in the day. I watched a little bit of the old MLG stuff, a little bit of that kind of growing up. But like I said, after Halo 3, I kind of stepped away from the Halo scene entirely and played more Call of Duty than anything. And really got into esports at the start of Halo Infinite. It kind of revitalized my passion for gaming.
It be a duo. It could be a team too.
Yeah, again, I've always been a big fan of the Optic team. Optic as an org, they've always kind of been the people I've watched, whether it was the Call of Duty team back in the day, that kind of stuff was Optic Gaming. I think they do the most for the scene in general of esports around with their content they're putting out on YouTube, their behind the scenes stuff, plus their teams. They always have great teams, right? So up until this year, I would say it was probably Lucid and Trippy. That duo was probably my favorite. Moving forward, now that Bound and Legend have kind of switched over to Optic, I was a really big fan of them last year when they were on SSG. But overall, I think it's just going to be, I'm more of a fan of great competitive Halo, and I don't like to see teams that just get walked all over all the time.
I can't blame you. It was kind of disappointing seeing Optic really just get second place all last year. But, I doubt that's going to be the case this year. I really do. I think they have a great lineup. Hell yeah.
Yeah, which we'll talk about more on our podcast, obviously.
Oh, yeah, we'll get down to it.
It's going to be exciting seeing all these games. Yeah, we definitely have a whole big talk coming. So.
Can't wait.
Anyways, Kelly, what was your first tournament?
Attended or played in? So my first tournament attended would have been HCS Worlds 2023. Which was It was a great experience. Obviously, that's where I met C4. Corey there. He was standing down by the coffee shop, and I just walked up to him. Because he had a jersey on. I was like, "What is this?" He had a previous Discord on his jersey. He's like, "What is that?" And then we struck up a conversation, and then I met Ben, only use a frag there as well, another team member here at Mythic Gaming. Met
Coach
him
Ben.
there. Yeah, Coach Ben. Met him there, and we just kind of hung out, and then everything's kind of, the rest is history, I guess. That's kind of where we met. My first tournament I ever played in was the Honda Fan Cup 1v1s.
Ooh, I played in that one. That was a fun one. How'd you do in that?
I watched that.
Did you do good in it?
I did okay.
Did you at least win a game?
Yeah, I won a couple series.
Nice.
The hardest part was I didn't realize at the time until I had somebody who was watching. I just started kind of streaming a little bit at that time too. So somebody who was watching my stream basically messaged me after, a good friend of mine, and he was like, "Hey man, you realize every time you spawn, you have the grunt birthday party, or you have the sound effect come on, so they know exactly where you're spawning." And of course, I'm playing people like, like the first round I played Sab.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God, what a
Yeah.
crazy first.
So first round I played Sab, and that's kind of, and then I didn't realize it until after. Obviously, Sab's a professional player, and he's very good at the game, regardless of having the extra noise, the extra cues, right? So after that point, I shut all the armor effects off because I don't want people to know where I spawned.
Yeah, I did that early on, and it definitely does help, and the slide effects too can help. Yeah.
See people like around the corners, track them, follow them.
I had it. Dude, I didn't realize it, but I had turned them on for Christmas, and I was running around for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks with those damn things on. I was like, oh shit! I was like, I left these on. Damn.
I'm doing that.
Actually, I'm surprised that I didn't get found out more. But yeah, moving on. Yeah, so you came back to Halo, and this question is pretty obvious. But what team were you on? Because I don't think you were on one back. Very obvious question.
Like, what do you mean? What team was I on?
Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be for the past, for like your H3 days or something. But
Yeah, H3 days, I kind of just ran with some close friends of mine, that kind of stuff. Didn't really play ranked. It was more social stuff. I didn't really get into the competitive playing because it was kind of on the back burner. I was playing hockey. I was racing cars. Like, I was doing a couple of other things that took a little more time outside of gaming. Especially once I got to the age where competing was kind of fun. That kind of stuff. Like, it's the day I turned 11, I was basically behind the wheel of a race car because that's when I could, and I was working a full-time job at the time and supporting that aspect of my life.
sounds like fun.
Kind of hard to get race.
I raced circle track, so like dirt track. It was a 3/4 mile circle track. So I raced they called it a mini stock. So it was a 4-cylinder. I drove a Ford Mustang car, and it was a 3/4 of a mile, 2/3 mile dirt track. So it was a lot of fun. I did very, very well. I was probably the best. I was the best racer that they at the track until I quit.
Damn.
So everybody was kind of
Did you get
gunning
first
for
place
me.
a lot?
I did, yeah.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I would have raced back. That sounds like something. But
Well, I could definitely say that the race mentality seems to be coming to your Halo play style. I think I can see that on the way that you fly around the map.
That's your laugh, Ricky Bobby.
you should have seen him riding them scooters in the streets of Seattle.
I did.
That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah. Oh man.
He left me in the dust.
The joys of racing. Plus, I BMX'd and that kind of stuff. And
Next time we need to race the scooters.
you won't win, man.
You're too wild for me, man. You're too wild. Like you do some shit that I'm like, holy shit.
Take it off like a 1 foot drop.
But yeah, he did. He did that. I'm sure he did multiple times. We're moving on. What we got up next, Pete?
We got what is your highest placing? Let's go with an online tourney or and maybe like a world's 1v1.
Yeah,
or,
something like
free
that.
for all.
Yeah.
So for the free for all top 64 SLC this year, it was when they went through that hiatus of playing on Livefire, and everybody was not happy about it.
Yeah.
And then my online tourney, the best placing, I would say, I think I've gotten second or third once or twice. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of forget about them because I joined so many of them.
Draft tourney. Fun-time tournaments.
Haven't you got on a pretty good draft team at one point?
Yeah, I was on a pretty good draft team. Like I've been drafted to Shyway's team a couple of times.
Yeah, twice in a row. Actually.
Twice in a row in the Clutch Academy ones. Again, it's sometimes the vibes are there, sometimes the vibes are not. Like that's the big thing with those.
He keeps picking you for a reason. So.
Yeah, again, I think it's one of those things where there was a couple of the games where I was doing better than Shyway, which is hard to believe. And it's kind of just unfortunate. Again, it's just a consistency thing, right? But
yeah, bouncing off of that, that you being at Worlds for your first time last year, and then going again in Salt Lake and the Worlds this year. What can you say is your favorite thing about the events?
Just the community, right? It's always nice to see everybody. Like, again, you see all these people online all the time, right? Gamer tags, you kind of talk to them, you kind of do all that stuff. But then it's really nice to get to see people in person, and kind of meet up and, plan things for the community and do that kind of stuff. It's kind of just who I am. I like to throw parties. I like to do things for the community. I'm really big into, basically, I'll give you the shirt off my back if it means I have nothing. And that's the way I've always been. And it kind of drives my wife crazy, honestly. Because I'll make sure that somebody else is taken care of before I even take care of myself or anybody else.
Yeah.
What you did at Worlds, like booking spin, it's like for 2 nights basically. Yeah,
I don't know how. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say those are memories the community's going to have forever.
Oh,
and you definitely were a catalyst in that. That's awesome.
Oh, dude, he was a huge catalyst in that.
Yeah.
Especially, that's the night everybody can remember, especially us. But I can't remember how this came about, how this whole book and the whole spin bar, because I just go outside, I'm like waiting on Kelly to come out, and he comes out and he's like, yeah, I booked the whole thing. I'm like, holy shit. And we got a pretty sized crowd. I think we capped the whole damn thing at like 240 people.
We did, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Huge moment. And ever since that night, Mythic Gaming has been on the map, like far as like people know who we are. Not everybody, but there's quite a few of the main, grassroots members that have been working with us. So yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Can't wait for the next.
Same. He said that's going to be tradition now, but we'll see. It's good.
I think it should be. I think it's something that Mythic Gaming should do, that we should do as a collective, because it's fun for everybody, right? And again, if we split the cost,
oh, it's not bad,
across 4 or 5 different people, like it wasn't bad at all, right? Like I booked 2 tables, but they ended up closing the entire place down, right? Like we only booked a portion of it to start with, and then all of a sudden everybody showed up and they're like, oh, okay, no, we're just going to shut it. We're just going to give them everything because we filled the place, right?
Yeah. It was insane, actually. You could barely move in there.
It was just like so cool going around the room, just seeing getting faces to gamer tags. Like,
yeah.
In person. It's like So when you're at the event, like the venue's so big, and
Spread out.
something,
Spread
people
out.
are
Yeah.
watching. It's hard to like actually like find everyone, and it's loud. It's hard to like talk to people. But when you're like in a smaller setting like that, I just felt like I got the engage.
Mhm.
Talking to people. I thank you again for that.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool moment to behold. But yeah, you said highest place in the event. It's your turn, Lisa.
It is. Yeah, that you just did what we like about events. So
Yeah.
we kind of touched on this a little, but
Yep.
it may have changed with all the roster mania and everything. So who is your favorite?
Optic Gaming will always be my favorite team because I like the
I love
org.
I love it.
I don't really follow players necessarily, right? Again, most people in esports followed certain players and that kind of stuff. Again, Optic's more my favorite team. I would say SSG is a close second as an organization, but then after that, it's kind of, as long as they're a good competitive team, I'm happy to watch them and root them on. And again, certain matchups I'll pick and choose who I'm cheering for at that time.
The storyline.
Same.
Yes.
Same here, but I usually like the players on the rosters more, but I did love the old Optic Gaming. I was never not a fan of Optic Gaming, as far as Halo goes, but I know what you mean. I'm not really allergic to any other team. I just like them all kind of.
I feel like you like moved to the council.
I like a good underdog story, and I like a good story too. But I just wanted the big three to each have a world championship.
You spoke Optic getting second existence.
The amount of times I said Silver Surfers. No, I'm not going to root against them. I just want to see. I want to see how their team pans out because I don't know who I'm going to root for yet this year. I'm gonna be honest. It could be Optic. I really like the players on that team. Not to say I didn't like this. Enough about me. Yeah. So you touched on the current team, his favorite team, obviously Optic. Big Optic fan. I still got to send you this Optic beanie bag. But yeah, who are your favorite pro players? Bro? That's the real question.
My favorite pro players?
Yeah. It could be all time, or it could be current.
I'm gonna go currently because again I watched lots of them. I really like watching Snakebite's gameplay, as well as Formal's gameplay. It's kind of something. Bound's really fun to watch. Again, as Beast touched on, I like to fly around the map, so it's kind of like that. But I'm trying to slow myself down, so I'm trying to like watch other players' gameplay. They play a little bit slower, so that I can kind of figure out different routes, that kind of stuff, and just kind of to slow myself down. That's kind of the big goal. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, which is totally okay. But yeah, I would say my favorite pros right now are probably Snakebite and Formal.
Two really solid picks.
Yeah.
Do you watch their like streams?
I watch their streams all the time. Yeah.
I like Formal's gameplay probably the most out of all players. Probably him and then every guy. But yeah, Formal got them. That'd be so stupid. Yeah, it's your turn. What's the
Well, we already talked about it.
Yeah, we know his favorite team.
So I guess you're a big community guy. What do you like most about the gaming?
That everybody who does right in the Halo community has each other's backs, right? So there's certain people, there's certain orgs, there's certain stuff that happens in the Halo community that lots of people disagree with. Lots of people kind of see the downside and the negative side of everything when it comes to those people. But if you happen to be one of the ones who assists and brings the community up and does things to better the community, you're going to have the entire community behind you. And that's one of the best things ever. Like as we've kind of gone through this kind of transition into kind of org ownership and that kind of stuff. It's been really nice to see kind of like some people before who you were like, I'm pretty sure they're only out for themselves, but now they're like, oh no, they're actually there for you and they help you and everything like that, which is super great to see. And I think that's the big thing, right? Halo is Halo, and the Halo community sticks together more so than any other esport out there, I would think.
Yeah, I really think Halo's like the community here is like one of a kind, really, to be honest. I don't think there's too many esports communities out there that's like this one, where everybody kind of helps each other out and just sticks together and looks out for their own, whether it be, a belief in certain types of things in the world, we all kind of got each other's back.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I've played with Fulcrum for 2 or 3 years now. I've played with you guys for like over a year, and it's like
It's not quite a year yet.
it's not.
No, it is not.
Feels like it's getting close, but
That's kind of crazy to think about.
yeah, it's like, but it's like you
Feels
guys,
like you're already.
you got friends. It's like, and we're playing this game all the time.
Tell me about it.
And it's like, and then like you see like our closer members, like you see them out in other Discord, people play apes in another group, and it's like everyone is just play together, and everyone's like a couple friends with each other.
It's definitely a blast. Getting along with everybody and just having fun. Like that's we may have bad games at the end of the day, but there's one thing we always got. That's friendship. You know what I mean? It sounds a little corny.
It is super corny, but it's so true. It's really funny. Like, I have this conversation with my wife all the time, in terms of, right? She's like, well, you don't really have any friends. Yes, I do. I was like, and then I'd list off everybody who's part of Mythic. This person, this person, this person, this person. She's like, but you don't see them like in person. I was like, I don't have to. I was like, we're on camera together all the time. Like, we're talking all the time. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, and then we meet up at like the events and that kind of stuff. And it's like one of those things where like I've told her, I was like, yeah, they live all over the place. So if we ever wanted to take a trip somewhere, I could reach out to them and they can show us around and that kind of stuff. She just doesn't understand it. Again, my wife is also 12 years older than I am. So when gaming started to become a big thing, she was in her early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Just ask her, when was the last time she hung out with some of her friends for 72 hours?
Yeah, 8 hours, 7-8 hours a day.
That's wild. Yeah, getting down here to the last couple questions on the list. This could be Halo related. Probably should have since it's Halo related, but it could be anything really. Who is your favorite YouTuber or streamers?
YouTubers or streamers?
Not too many Halo YouTubers that you could say that.
Yeah, I don't really. Again, it depends on what kind of I'm going through in my own personal life at the time, right? I would say I don't really have a specific favorite streamer or favorite YouTuber. Again, if I feel like I want to watch some Call of Duty streams, that kind of stuff, I'm either turning on TP or Scump. Teep or Scump, right?
Solid choices.
If I want to watch Halo, it really depends on who's on. Like because I'm an org owner now at Mythic Gaming, typically I'm tuning into whoever's streaming from our organization stream. Like I don't really look outside of that anymore. So it just depends. And then obviously when I first started getting into the whole fitness thing and decided to go down a weight loss journey, I got really big into fitness and hypertrophy stuff and that kind of stuff. And then it was the Renaissance periodization, which is Dr. Mike Isertel and everything to do with that. And again, it just depends. I don't really have a favorite YouTuber that I watch all the time, and it's just I bounce around.
Yeah, I feel that. I kind of do the same. I don't have one particular. But yeah. We're on our last question.
Yeah. Why do you continue to play Halo?
Great answer, or great question.
After all the tilting, why do you keep doing it, Kelly?
Because I like to tilt. Come on, we gotta get tilted. Again, it's just I really enjoy it. It's kind of been I would say that I've always been a gamer at heart for quite some time. Again, when I took that hiatus from Halo, I played other games like Guitar Hero and that kind of stuff. Won multiple Guitar Hero competitions at my high school.
Dang,
Excited
dang.
Sure.
I used to
Right?
be okay, but dang.
One of those things, right? So again, I've always been a gamer. I've always enjoyed gaming. Halo's always been my kind of bread and butter when it comes to video games.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Yeah, I could totally get where you're coming from on that one.
I've been hearing lots of talk about like Halo players that got into Guitar Hero or Rock Band. I think Pro Talk was talking about it the other day. I know I've played Guitar Hero. Now you're saying he's played Guitar Hero. We gotta figure something out here. Big gaming.
Oh, I'm liking where this is headed. Little Rock Band,
The hardest part with Guitar Hero is it doesn't exist
1v1.
anymore, right?
little 1v1.
I mean, they just come out with like the guitar, like that Fortnite festival thing. Use a guitar and flip it.
Yeah,
Those drum sets and the mic, those are hard to get.
Yeah, for sure.
oh yeah, they're probably expensive as hell now. I think I used to have a set. But yeah, dude, last time I tried to play Guitar Hero, I was not as good as I used to be, that's for sure. I need some practice on that.
Back when I was like streaming a lot, I did this like 24-hour stream and did on Guitar Hero. I was like, what am I doing, man? Fuck, I was a zombie, but it was good. It's funny.
Well, anyways, man, appreciate you having you on today, Kelly, as always. And but before we wrap this interview up, is there any last testimonies that you have or any last words for the community?
No, not really. I think I've always been one to kind of let my actions speak more so than anything. I want to thank everybody for tuning into this interview. I know these interviews have done very well on YouTube. They've done very well for us to kind of get to know behind the scenes of Mythic Gaming, and I'm really excited for what we have in store for this year and for many years to come, in terms of content as well as gaming, that kind of stuff. I know we've got we got a scrim coming up. We've got the open tournament tomorrow.
Yep.
So we have been kind of grinding a little bit that way. But again, I just want to thank obviously everybody in our own Mythic Gaming community for their support, and allowing me to provide good leadership and that kind of stuff and becoming a great team member. And other than that, that's really all I have to say.
I'm very excited for what we've been building here at Mythic. And if you like this interview, you should go check out stuff with Hawkeye, Angel, myself, and upcoming interviews. Got coming C4 over here,
Yeah.
Fulcrum. That will be all of them for the current time being. So, yeah, check out more.
Take it easy, guys. Peace.